Hey everybody, Aaron with SherpATVSales.com here. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about how a Sherp ATV can be used for marketing and what we have done with our vehicle because we actually do multiple things. And selling Sherps is fun. We enjoy it. It is a good way to meet people and get in contact with different businesses and things of that nature. But I wanted to share, kind of our strategy behind using the Sherp as a marketing platform and possibly give you guys some ideas. So really the Sherp supports 4 different business entities that I'm involved with, and SherpATVSales.com is obviously, one of them. And then we've got a couple others, and you might look at those and say, all right, well, how does an IT company relate to a Sherp vehicle, or how does a fleet technology company relate to a Sherp? And kind of go through some of those different scenarios to show how things can be done, but also talk about how we're having the vehicle wrapped to justify the marketing right off of the vehicle, as well as be able to show that we're using it for marketing. When you put a Sherp on your website, you'll actually get a ton of views, and not always good traffic because people are just interested in Sherps in general. But if you're looking for brand recognition in a local market, it's a good way to get people to look at your brand. And if you have a single brand, that's even easier than having multiple brands like we have. So let's talk a little bit about the setup itself on the vehicle. One of the things that I'm into personally is disaster response and the technology associated with that, and want to be able to volunteer our Sherp for that. And you can see from this that we have disaster response right on the side. I didn't put search and rescue because it's not necessarily about search and rescue. Disaster response can be a lot of different things, from moving people and supplies to assisting with search and rescue, which I've done with other Sherps in the past in other scenarios. So, wanted to kind of stick with that theme. It also is, bright and out there. And, if you're looking to sell to the government, then, having this type of configuration and design is going to quickly appeal to them visually and attract their attention. So, we very carefully selected the terminology. The other thing that we did is that we had a choice of using just red and yellow printed material, 3M vinyl, or we could pay for an upgrade to get a reflective material, and that's what we did. If this is actually going to be used in disaster response or search and rescue, then you want a reflective material because somebody could be looking at you with a flashlight, trying to find you in the dark. They hear this strange thing coming through the area and they're not sure what it is, or perhaps there's a helicopter overhead looking down on you with a spotlight, and this just really makes it easy to pick out the vehicle. Now, most of the time, if you're doing disaster response, you're not operating at night, but if the government asks you to assist and they're going to be doing night ops, then you've got to be ready for something like that. You'll notice on the side too, where we have SherpATVSales.com, that we went with a solid color there. And the reason for that is just to make it stand off and easier to read. A lot of the time what's going to happen is people are going to come up and stand next to the vehicle and take pictures. And what you don't want is a busy design in the background that takes away from them being able to read your brand in the pictures that they are taking, because they're going to take those pictures. They're also going to share them on social media. So when we had the original concept, it was like the mountain scene that you see in the top left was also down here in the background of this area here. And this area here is vertical. This area here is slightly sloped. This is just like a rolling billboard down the road, right? We've done other things in the past where we've made big circular signs that can hang off the wheels. That's real estate that could be used for marketing if you wanted to. I think we're just going to kind of work on keeping it simpler with this type of design. Now, in our case, what we've done is we've actually, and let me go back here real quick. You can see the mountain design underneath this particular rendition. This isn't the final one because you can see that background imagery kind of takes away from the logo itself. And IG Tech 365 is one of my companies. It's an IT company. We service small and medium businesses in the Tampa Bay area and the surrounding markets, actually. And, part of disaster response is getting your business back up online if you've gone down. Obviously, the best thing to do is not go down to begin with. So there is a connection between IT and disasters and disaster response. It's also a great way to obviously get people to look at your brand. So that's this particular business, but you can see how the contrast in this situation takes away from the logo itself. So in the final design, we actually modified that. The next business that you're taking a look at is Fleetistics, and Fleetistics does GPS tracking, telematics, fleet management technology, software solutions, custom development, things like that. On this design, you'll notice a couple things. One is the QR code, and we've used the QR code on multiple sides of the vehicle. We want it to be easy for someone to come up and scan the QR code and find our website. They could obviously type it in with the .com on there as well. In this case, we used a stroke around the lettering to make Fleetistics stand out more. The tagline below is not as easy to read. Hopefully in the final rendition that's going to be a little bit clearer, but we'll only know once it really truly gets printed on the side of the vehicle and we can stand next to it and take a photo and then see how well it really works. So this is a little bit of a gamble because we're basing it on some past experience here, but Fleetistics is one of the other businesses here that can be involved in disaster response. And then if we go to the last and the most obvious one, PubSafe is a public safety platform for citizens to report things that are going on in their area during disasters, but also to request assistance if they need help in their area, whether they need clothing or potential transportation, things of that nature. And also NGOs can go onto the web platform and communicate from the mobile app to the web platform for dispatching to help requests. So PubSafe has a very clear and obvious connection between what that company does and disaster response, and it looks great on there. We've got a slightly different QR code design on this one, but again, it was part of the creative process. And you go back and forth with your wrap design creative person and try to come up with some different ideas. And I gave them a snapshot of a Sherp that I found online that had somewhat of a emergency response motif to it, and then we quickly started to work from there. Now the question is that you may be wondering is, well, how do you get all these different logos and things like that? Well, this is the base layer, right? This is going to be what's there if nothing else is on there. And then for each of these different businesses, what we did is we actually made these logos or printed these logos onto a metal material. It's metal, and then there's something in the middle, and there's another piece of metal in the back. So it's very durable. It's stiff, but still lightweight. And then we're going to attach the appropriate logo to the Sherp based on what the event is, right? So, if it's a fleet technology event, we're going to be, using the Fleetistics branding. If it's a disaster response trade show or something like that, we're going to go PubSafe. If we're looking for general awareness in the Tampa Bay area for IT services, then we're going to go IG Tech. And if we're transporting it down the road and we've taken all the signs off, we're going to have this showing on the unit because people take pictures of it in the parking lot. People just have a general interest because they don't see a Sherp every day. On the back, and I'll bring this picture up for you, because we have real estate on four sides. The left and the right side are going to be the same, and then on the back and the front, we kind of went with this general concept. These, what I'm calling placards, are also examples of how we've done branding on the back, and those are again going to be printed on the metal, but they will be able to be removed. And all of these placards are being held onto the Sherp with industrial Velcro. Since the signs will be down during transport, we don't have to worry about the signs blowing off when the Sherp is being moved or driven because it's just not that fast. So we also went with the reflective material on the back, put a cross on there, kind of symbolizing that emergency response nature. The window is going to be tinted quite dark, so the lettering will stand off nicely, but it will help with the temperature control on the inside of the Sherp. And then on the front of the Sherp, we're going to have a couple additional placards, and again, tinting the windows. So if you're looking at getting a Sherp, especially for your business, keep this type of thing in mind. It's a way of designing, a platform that people are going to be interested in taking a look at. And you may actually have to exclude the traffic that comes to your website related to Sherp if it's not driving business, to your business, not driving opportunities to your business. We actually had to do that. It was skewing all of our web analytics because people wanted to see the Sherp. So we probably won't post it directly to our website like we did in the past. We'll just use it for branding on social media, and then put up our website link, and then let people reach out, as opposed to actually posting videos to our website where they then get indexed. And then people start to come to your website to watch videos and not come to your website for the business that you want them to have. So hopefully that gives you some ideas about how you can use a Sherp ATV for marketing. If you are in the Sherp business, not the Sherp business, but if you're interested in a Sherp, new or pre-owned, if you want to sell your Sherp, or if you want to buy a pre-owned Sherp, or you want to buy a new Sherp, then contact me and SherpATVsales.com, and we'll take you through the process. We'll look around, see what's out there in inventory. We can help you with upfitting, all types of things. We can ship across the United States, and we'll get to the right unit for you based on what your budget is and what you're looking for. So thanks, and look forward to Sherping with you. Have a good day.